Trey songs. Hey guys, it's your girl Sierra. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about Declan from Degrassi. I love Degrassi. I have so many things to talk about when it comes to the show. So this video is going to be focused on Declan, and we're going to dive into different parts of Declan, his personality, his behavior, and we're going to come up with the answer to this ultimate question, and that is he Prince Charming or a creep? My money's on the creep. Starting off, who is Declan Coyne? Declan Coyne is the fraternal twin to Fiona Coyne, who was introduced in season 9. Lived in New York City. From the J to the A to the K to the E. I'm the Mac Daddy Dragon of the NYC, you heard? But yeah, that's Declan Coyne. Going into the first impression, my first impression when rewatching the show, and also just in general when I was first watching the show, rich guy, I thought he was probably entitled, and I was right, he's definitely entitled. Constantly trying to prove himself, because he kind of does that. And he kind of reminds me of Drew, like egotistical, but he's actually smart. Unlike Drew, to be quite honest. So he's very cocky in that, of like, I'm smart, but I'm better than you too. It's rich people flair. That's what it is, really. And slightly arrogant, but tries to not seem like he's arrogant. So I feel like that's the part of him that's a little bit different from Drew, because it's like he is obviously arrogant. I mean, he tries to get with chick, he gets with Jane when she's in a whole ass relationship. And he just has this air to him. But at the same time, he knows when to turn it off, or at least know when you start to see sides of him that come out that are times when he actually is worried, and he's not so like, I'm confident, I'm arrogant, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing. Like when it comes to the play, when he's talking with Claire, he's like very like nervous. He's like, hopefully I'm doing this right. Is this play gonna be any good? Like he actually starts to like second guess himself. He does have some self-doubt. So, but still, whatever. Moving on to Declan and Jane. So Jane is obviously the spinner, but Declan over here is like, I like a challenge. You know, I'm a steal your girl. What is he, Trey songs? I swear. And he's probably, I feel like to me, he was probably known as stealing girlfriends, like Jenna was known for stealing boyfriends. But back in New York City, it probably wasn't as obviously stated like that. It was probably more so like Declan being arrogant and having a way with women. And women will just like flock to him, and like he'll just like talk to them. He won't, it feels like he wouldn't have been the person to like overly flirt with them. But it'll be like so subtle that even the boyfriend wouldn't notice it. But the girl will start to become intrigued with him, and then ultimately they'll break up with their boyfriend and end up getting with Declan later on. And Declan will probably say something like, oh, it's cool, right? Like in a very like cocky manner, like how he was giving Spinner that look when it came to the situation with Jane. I feel like that's how Declan could have been like in New York. So then he comes to Canada, he comes to Degrassi, and he's pulling that same move and he gets away with it because Spinner has no freaking idea. And it's like, it's a mess. He has no boundaries whatsoever. He has no respect of other people's relationships. He doesn't have respect for the guy. He also doesn't have respect for the girl, because he's like, if I can get you, then that's it. That's it. That's all. Like, I don't respect your boyfriend, clearly, because I'm going after you. But clearly, I don't respect you either, because I don't respect your relationship with them. But also, clearly, you don't respect yourself either, because, hey, you're with me now. So it kind of feels like that, and it's not cute. It's not. It's very disrespectful to both parties. And even though the girl is at fault here, Jane is at fault, it's still not a good look on Declan either, because it's like, you preyed on her, essentially. He preyed on her and preyed on their relationship to get to her, and she was like, sucker. Then he's like, gotcha. It just fills his ego. It just filled it immediately. And immediately I was just like, I don't like him. Also, what did Spinner do to you? Like, Spinner has been minding his own business after the entire Jimmy got shot incident. Spinner has been on his A game, or at least trying to. Remember, he did have cancer at some point, but he wasn't doing this mess. He wasn't doing mess like this or harming people after the Jimmy situation. He really took that moment to heart and actually started to like grow and learn from his experience and actually become a better person from that. And then we get Declan, and he's just trying to mess with him. So rightfully so, Declan gets punched in the face in the Degrassi Goes to Hollywood movie. Terrible movie, by the way, but whatever. Let's jump to Declan and Holly J. So after Jane ends things with Declan, he's like, oh, whatever. Whatever. Him and Holly J get together. And this is where I say, like, clearly he doesn't value the other girl either. Like, he doesn't have any respect for the other girl. Because why would you now go after Holly J? And Holly J, why would you allow him to go after you? Why would you succumb to this? Because she knew that Jane was sleeping with Declan behind Spinner's back. And yet now you want to date him? And she was the one that was like, don't tell Spinner. Or like, no, she was like, it's like, tell Spinner or whatever. But then they kept it a secret because then Holly J ended up with Declan. And they're like, oh my God, it's just like such a fairy tale. No, it's messy. And the only person who got hurt in this situation is Spinner. And now you with the guy that cheated on, the guy that you had a crush on. You cheated on his girlfriend with him. Like, it's just so messy. And Holly J, girl, it made me wonder if Holly J even had standards. Like, as much as like a badass bitch and a boss bitch as she was running Degrassi, clearly you had no standards when it come to men. I'm just saying. But also that could be in Holly, that also could be Holly J in general too, because she did try to throw herself at Blue and that didn't work out. So maybe she's just like, oh my God, he's cute. Oh, Jane got him. Oh, what? Jane got him. But Jane's with somebody else. Well, why don't she give him up so I can have him? Still desperate. Very desperate. So, yeah. So, pretty much it led me to think, does Declan think so little of himself and of Holly J, to be quite honest? Like, you think so little of yourself to just get with the girl that knew that you were hooking up with another dude's girl, and then like y'all just, neither one of them really had standards for two people who are so bougie and so prideful and confident in themselves and their abilities and where they stand in life and where they want to go. They still had low self-esteem. If we're really looking at that, they still had low self-esteem. Like, he can be cocky, arrogant, he can get other girls, he can get guys' girlfriends and still be and still have low self-esteem. Because clearly that's what Declan has. And then Holly J trying to be up here as she always is, but the fact that she didn't have a relationship and she tried to get with Blue so desperately and knocked her down, she had low self-esteem to do that. And now she's with Declan, knocked her down even more. It's like, girl, where are you? Like, you're all the way down here. I need you to come back up, babe. I need you to come back up. And so the relationship is fine until Holly J's family lose their money. And then Declan immediately wants to help out, which isn't bad, you know, help your girl out. But it could lead to an issue in the future. Let's jump to the future. So when he offers to give her money for something, I forgot what it was, to pay for her, I think it was like her ACT class or something like that, even though she did take the money from Fiona. But he did offer to give her money for something. And then when she didn't have time in the weekend to hang out with him, he's like, oh, I might as well just pay for the movers too. He was like, how much do I need to spend for you to how much do I have to spend to get you to do what I say? I believe that's what it was. I'll insert the clip. But yeah, he was just constantly badgering her by throwing his money around and complaining that she won't do what he wants. And he's throwing a fit because he's not the center of her attention. She has her focus on other things. Which plays into, I think it was Channeling China's or Bri Breezy, I forget which YouTuber, because I was just watching this video, of pretty much where all of the men, all of the boys in these Degrassi relationships hold these women back. All of them do it. And essentially he was holding her back. Like, he's like, oh, I'll pay and stuff. Like, I'll give you money. But now that you're not doing what I say, you're not giving me a time of day. Well, then, fuck you. Like, you really don't want an independent girl. You want somebody who would just do what you say. Like, he says he loves an independent woman, but until she's independent, now he's like, oh my God, I'm not the focal of your attention. Which is a lot of men in general. It's like, I love me an independent woman. But then you get an independent woman, and then you mad she ain't got time for you every single hour of the damn day. That's when they take the independent women and change them to the point where the women become dependent on them, or just alter their lives for the men, and then the men feel good for, they feel great, whatever they feel. I don't know what they feel, but it's such like a narcissistic, sociopathic feel that they have of like, I changed her, I got her to mold into what I wanted her to be. And it's like, but you said you wanted the other one. It's so frustrating, but I feel like that's Declan in a nutshell. So ultimately, what's the verdict? He's a creep. Declan is a creep. Like, just because you have the face of a typical attractive man doesn't mean you're a good person. And Declan is not a good person. You deliberately went after a girl when she was in a whole relationship. Bad. You get with another girl who knew that you were cheating with the girl when she had a boyfriend. You get with her, and then when she starts to become independent, you get mad that she don't do what you want her to do. And then when she is with Sav, when she's with another guy, you coerce her to having SCX with her, because essentially it was great. Essentially, that's what it freaking was. It was great because you're still in love with her. No, you don't love her. I feel like at one point Declan did love Holly J, but at that point he just wanted to control her. He couldn't control her. He couldn't control her with his money and the fact that she ended up with somebody else. He wanted to control her in some type of way, because literally after Holly J tells Sav that she hooked up with Declan, hooked up, she doesn't even say the exact term because they're trying to be like, it's blurry lines in this episode. No, it's grape, whatever. Sav breaks up with her. So literally Declan has a hold on her. No matter who she ends up with next, Declan's gonna find some type of way to do what he does. And she ends up going to Yale anyway. And he's at Yale, I think. And so they both end up going to Yale. We don't know if they get together or not, but I bet you $100 they get back together. I bet you. And it's not pretty. Nope. It kind of reminds me of, what was it? What was it called? The former ballet dancer turned wife and farmer and mother. That whole ballerina farm. There we go. That whole situation and how her husband got to her, it screams that with Declan and Holly J, to be quite honest. Like, he's gonna find a way to get back into her life somehow. If it's with his money to do something, like maybe Holly J will be like, oh, I really want to get into this event, and he's gonna prop her up to somebody, and she's gonna get in, she's gonna be like, oh my God, I'm in. He'd be like, I know. I told him how amazing you are. He wants so much credit for Holly J's success that he wants to be in her life permanently, no matter how. It could literally be through marriage. They actually end up getting married together, or somehow having a kid together, or being in the same field, going to the same school. Like, he wants to be such a permanent plant in her life, no matter what. And it's kind of scary. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. in the comments below. Tell me your opinion on Declan. And did I sway you? Because if I did, thank you very much. Hopefully I did well. I do not have my degree in law, but I do have my degree in psychology. So I was able to switch your mind a little bit. Anyway, until next time, stay magical. Bye.